We're in the middle of a World Series, but you really wouldn't know it if you lived around here. Occasionally you might find a Phillies fan, even more rarely a Yankees fan. But for most of us in New England, we lost interest a couple of playoffs ago. Yet in Philadelphia and in New York, fans are cheering on their respective teams. And in a week or so, in one city or the other, there'll be a huge parade celebrating the great victory. And their own fans do play a role sometimes in the victory. We call it the home field advantage. Playing at home is much better than playing away. May the Yankees find that out this evening, but I don't want to push the image too far. But today's feast that we're celebrating on this Eve of All Hallows, this Eve of All Saints, is in a sense a reminder that you and I, who play the game of life, have a fan base, that there are others who are urging us on to fight the good fight and to be victorious. Some of the fans we know, perhaps our parents or brothers, sisters, husband, wife, good friends. And other fans are ones that are not related to us by blood, but simply by baptism, that they are our brothers and sisters in the Lord. If you ever get out to the city of Los Angeles, you ought to make it a point to go see their brand new cathedral. One of the features in it, inside, are these magnificent tapestries created and executed by John Neva. And they have this series of individuals on tapestry all looking towards the altar. And some are well-known saints, and their names are actually inscribed there. But interspersed among them would be ordinary folk, men and women, boys and girls, that are nameless because they represent people like you and me. They are part of this communion of saints, but they are unknown, and yet they are celebrated today in this feast that we call All Saints. And while all of us are unique, we do share some identities with this fan base of ours. In the stands are people urging us on who can identify with our own walk of life and especially with our own struggles. I'd like to think there are some parish priests praying for me that I might remain faithful until the race is completed. Well, there may be other folks up there that are blue-collar workers or white-collar workers. Maybe there are those who have lived through periods of unemployment or struggled with different addictions or suffered a divorce or maybe had a very happy marriage. There are people who struggled every day like you and I do to live out the gospel message. One thing that today's feast reminds us is that we are never alone. That there are supporters in heaven who want nothing else but for us to succeed. And while we find ourselves struggling, we might turn to a tried and true St. Jude, for example, the patron of the impossible. But we could also ask for the intercession of people that we knew in life, that we knew that were good and decent folk who have gone before us. We might ask their intercession to help us in whatever particular phase of life we are in. So in a sense, we honor today all the saints for their victory over sin and death, and ask that they intercede for us as we continue to do the best we can to do the same. The gospel puts us in the perspective of the Beatitudes, this basic charter message that Jesus gave 2,000 years ago, when he urged us to be merciful and to be peacemakers. We are promised comfort in our sorrows and yet urged to be seekers of righteousness. We are urged to be clean of heart, yet poor in spirit. Our fans, the saints, are urging us onto victory. And may we join them in the parade that really matters, our march to the kingdom.